Alright, welcome back. We had just gotten past the meteor shower, if I recall correctly, and I believe I do. And, frickin'... Wait, hold up, vlog. Oh, yeah. So... We had just gotten through the meteor shower, and we're in, the end section for this now. So tonight, according to tradition, or, you know, my stubbornness, we're gonna try to finish this. Welcome, Lance. Hi, Lance. What's up? It's good to have you here. It's good to be able to see the chat, like, on time and respond to messages on time. Alright. Going out? Yes. Would you care to join me? I'm a save. Alright. I'd love to. I do so enjoy your enthusiasm. You're almost like a well-trained dog. Dog? Yes, a cat wouldn't behave that way. This really takes me back. I used to be good friends with a dog. Friends? Indeed. Or perhaps it's strange to refer to a dog as a friend. Perhaps companion is more appropriate. Mr. Curie, you even include dogs in your circle of acquaintances? Included would be more accurate. That's long in the past. There was a dog that would help me drive the crows away long ago. You do resemble that dog, now that I think about it. Oh no, who cares about that silly dog? Our time together is limited. We should get along. Where are we headed, Mr. Curie? Where I want to go. Where you want to go? Curie kept pressing forward without so much as looking behind him. Bunny tried to hasten her steps to catch up, but she couldn't match his pace. She'd walk, then run, and walk, and then run. Eventually she began to run out of breath. I can't go on. Mr. Curie, please wait. Very well. I will wait for you. He stopped right in his tracks, finally turning around to glance behind him. He smiled at her, who was flushed and panting with exertion. I like seeing you out of breath like that. I feel like I'm falling in love all over again. Falling in love all over again over seeing me out of breath? That's a little weird. Gracious. I mean, I'm starting to like you even more. Oh, thanks. Oh no, it is my pleasure. He hugged her and rested his head on her shoulder. Mr. Curie. I like hearing you pant like that. Let me listen closely. Also, Lance, this guy's a little bit of a kinky fuckboy, so it might be a little awkward. Just a little bit. It's still kind of embarrassing. It must be painful to hold your breath. Ah, you're just trying to please me more. How servile of you. Now just let me hear the sound of you breathing naturally. I've been dating Mr. Curie for a while, but we haven't really done much as a couple yet, other than, you know, him be weird about my breathing and also that thing that happened in the living room. Living room? Dining room? Sitting room. Sitting room. That would be more appropriate, yes. She wasn't really even sure what exactly couples were supposed to do, but she had the feeling that their routine of her chasing after him and being teased wasn't quite it. I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't... You know. Ha! Something was sticking out of the crack between the door and the frame. A letter. I wonder who it's from. Can't spring into full Blue's Clues here. Can't do it. She took it out and examined it curiously. There was no return address. The only thing written on it was the phrase, "How to get your lover's attention." I wonder where this came from. What? The word just slipped out of her mouth when she realized that the envelope said exactly the same thing she'd been thinking. Why had she been thinking that? Like, routinely. She opened the door and looked around, but no one was there. She's on multiple occasions demonstrated that she has no idea that sex even exists. Like, I don't know why she feels the lack of it so painfully. What's with this letter? I'm saving. How wonderful. Maybe it's a letter from a love fairy. A love fairy? Okay. She happily closed the door behind her. I guess I can read it, right? It's definitely not from Kiri. It wasn't addressed to anyone in particular, but she was the only one living in the cottage. In other words, it was probably meant for her. It was probably very much meant for her, yes. I hope it's nothing too complicated. She murmured to herself as she opened it. Watch it be like just, wear something revealing. Let's see. Here we go. My, I'm shocked that even someone like you can catch a cold. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. You do look reasonably healthy. You're not even coughing. I was. Huh? Oh, that's not true at all. Think something be fishy. Maybe he can tell I'm faking it. But if he caught on, he'd probably try to leave. I think I'm still in the clear. The letter suggested to fake being sick so your lover will nurse you back to health. Thank you, OZMAFIA's Cosmopolitan. That's why she had been pretending to be ill, but I've never actually been sick, so pretending is pretty hard. She had a basic idea of what some symptoms were, but she'd never experienced them herself. Well, you lucky bitch. In this way, she ended up falling right into his trap. How is your voice? My voice? Yes. Are you asking me if I can sing? Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. He sighed. My voice is fine, but I'm feeling kinda dizzy. She pulled her blanket up to her nose and to hide how flustered she was. Dizzy? Do you feel like you might pass out? Do you have a fever? He took off one of his gloves and put his bare hand onto her forehead. Oh my, we're using bare hands up in this bitch. Ooh. Mr. Curie. Yes. What are you doing? Do I look like I'm fooling around? No. Indeed. If you had said yes, I'd be worried that your brain or eyes might be damaged. I'm taking your temperature. You can measure with just your hand? I can at least tell if you're hot or cold. However, just touching your forehead isn't sufficient. Of course not. He grabbed the blanket and pulled it down to her waist. Before she knew it, his hands were plucking at her clothes. Mr. Geary! I have to check you carefully for a fever. He began pulling at the cord of her blouse, his expression and tone exactly the same as they always were. We're gonna play dumb. What should I do? Well, no. Okay, that didn't work. Here we go. Please stop, Mr. Curie. She grabbed Curie's hand as he tried to undress her. Whatever's the matter? Aren't you sick? I'm worried about you. Let me inspect you. But let it happen. Just let it happen. No, Lance. We can't let it happen. I'm waiting for the little chime, the little dingle-dangle. Perhaps we should end this little charade. Huh? You really can't manage anything. If you're going to pretend to be sick, you should try to seem like you're suffering more. Pretend? How did you... How did I figure it out? Well, because I'm the one who sent you that letter, of course, of course. I wanted to play with you, so I sent the letter. I can't tell if you immediately put it into practice because you're terribly obedient, or because you're a complete simpleton. You truly are pure. Heh. Har har. Oh, what's happening with the stream? The stream looks to be doing something. I'm hoping that's going okay. That doesn't seem to be going well over there. Let me check my... Why? Huh. Okay. That was not going well for several minutes. Not why. I don't know why. Okay. My last attempt ended in failure. Well, technically it didn't. Technically it did not. Maybe I should just ask him directly. I'm so confused by what she thinks more should be like a part of this relationship. Mr. Curie. Yes, what is it? That's what he was just doing. That's what he was just doing. Gosh darn it. You knucklehead. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I want you to play with me. I see. Then play with Shell. I was sure you would say no. Are you sure you want to? How many people do you know who would say no to that? I like this game. I am. How about we play a game? You don't say a word to another man for the entire day. Even Mr. Kaharmi and Axel? Of course. Do they look like women to you? They are proper men with all required anatomy included. I know that, but that seems kind of hard when we live in the same place and all, and like we're kind of friends and it's kind of close, and like if I don't say anything I'm gonna seem rude, and like you're not very clever, are you? It's fun because it's hard. Now let us begin. Cue one of those Ratatouille scenes where like one of the characters gets through the entire scene on nothing but body language. No, Signorina, Kiri, are you two headed out? Signorina? What? You're ignoring me, that's not very nice. You know, you could just nod. That's all, you could smile and nod and be like, yeah, I'm gesturing like people can see me. Like finger guns, my dude. You can use it for anything. Signorina, would you like lemon custard or orange macaroons? Finger guns. I'm sorry, Mr. Karamia. It's not a game if you're not creative enough with it, okay? Where are you going, kitty? Why don't you ask Miss Bunny? Finger guns. What? Well, whatever. Signorina, where are you going? What should I do? No, you have to behave. You have to behave. I'm so sorry, Mr. Kirby. You're still ignoring me. Not even the hey, not the what's up. Not even like the passing head nod, finger guns maybe. Why are you laughing, kitty? It has nothing to do with you. We're headed out on a date. So if you could move away from the door. Oh, sorry. Signorina, were you staying quiet because you didn't want to say it was a date? Head nod, finger guns, come on. Hey, stop prodding her. We're in the middle of a game. Game? Indeed, the nature of the game is a secret, though. Oh, well, I will not judge your kinks. If you're not mad at me or anything, that's fine. Don't toy with her too much, right? Alright? Gracious. You've done quite well. That's my girl. Thank you. I told you, Lance, kinky fuckboy. You faithfully obeyed my order. I'll have to think of a reward to give you. Reward? Do you not want one? No, I'll take it. Is it your dick? $5 on it's a dick. I see. What shall it be? What shall it be? Oh, I have the perfect thing. This is for you. What is it? A Karamiya shoulder massage coupon. Thanks. What? Is this like Mr. Karamiya's side business or something? No, I just came up with it myself. You can use it whenever he's doing something stupid. Aha. I predict you'll have an opportunity to use it within a few days at most. I can't say for sure when that moment will be, so I look forward to it greatly. Aha, ha, ha. That's nice. A coupon, huh? Look at that. A coupon. You know, instead of... Look, at the bare minimum, I was expecting head pats. A coupon is like a step down from head pats. Are you ready? Let's get going. Are you sure about this? Sure about what? What are we doing this time? Going out at night. Oh, we're going out at night. Oh. How scandalous. Of course I am. We aren't children. We don't have curfews. I have a curfew. I'm 24. Oh, perhaps I should say I don't, not we don't. You do seem to be quite worried for some reason. Yes, I was told not to leave the estate at night if possible because it's dangerous. Yes, but it's fine today since I'll be with you. Come now, let's get going. Okay. The town looks so different at night. There weren't any children to be seen, and she could count a number of other people out on the streets on one hand. It was so quiet that her footsteps sounded unnaturally loud. It's almost like a different place at night, Mr. Curie. Mr. Curie? Where'd he go? Oh, great. He got us lost in the middle of the night. That's great. Wonder what's going to happen to us here. He had been right beside her, but he'd suddenly vanished. A chill went down her spine. Did he leave me? He was just here. She turned around and looked behind her and looked forward again, then left, then right. Even after spinning all the way around, Curie was nowhere to be found. Oh no, what do I do? Go home? Go home. Suddenly, someone embraced her from behind in the middle of the night, far away from home, with no guardians around. She stiffened up and gulped. I'm not sure I appreciate how defenseless you are. Mr. Curie, weren't you warned about how dangerous it can be? He loosened his grip, releasing her. With a gentle nudge, he urged her forward once again. You should pay more attention to your surroundings. Nope, okay. Alright. I'll try. Yes, do try. Curie had brought her to a bar on the outskirts of Oz territory. Slow music played as they walked into the bar and took seats at the counter. Because that's a normal thing to do. You take your girl to a bar. This really does feel like a nighttime establishment. Okay. Well, it is. Do you come here often? Yes, but I'm not the only one. Carmi is a regular as well. As for Axel, well, he's not really allowed. Something happened. What? Why? Why indeed? Here, what is something to drink? Don't think about Axel, destroying this entire place in a fit of rage. Curie set his hat on the counter and handed her a menu. What is it? Sorry, I forgot my wallet. Conveniently, on purpose. Don't worry, it's on the house here. Huh? This place doesn't charge anything? But there are prices on the menu. Don't worry about that. This is my bar. That's why he's not allowed. This is Kiri's bar. Your bar? Indeed. I merely invested in it, though. The shopkeep handles most of the day-to-day operations. I can raise roses here. That seems like some undercover spy talk for some weird craft involving the brothel, but I'm not going to look too deep. Roses, you mean the flower? Don't look too deep, Bunny. Don't stare too hard at the red flags. Okay. Oh, thank the Lord. You're so silly. What else would a rose be? Long before I ever met you, I obtained some red seeds for special roses that only bloom under very particular circumstances. Animals and plants live for the sole purpose of reproduction, but these roses can only grow in a place that makes it seem like they seek their own destruction. I'm rather intrigued by that troublesome quality. I've been tending to them for many years, and I've skipped the dialogue. Fuck. Okay. I've been tending to them for many years, but it seems that they will finally bloom soon. I eagerly await that day. That is why I spend so much time here. Pardon me. So even Mr. Kiri can smile like that. His warm, earnest smile made her heart pound. Eventually, though, her failure to respond caused him to cock his head quizzically at her. Whatever's the matter? Oh, do you find flowers boring? Something odd's happened to my stream again. Hold up. No, I'd like you to tell me more. I like seeing you enjoy yourself like this. I feel quite the opposite. I love seeing you sad. Yeah, I know. Oh. This is gonna be good. I got a good feeling. Mr. Kiri, do you have a moment? I do not. Oh. Hey, no, you shouldn't talk to her like that. Okay. So I'm gonna save here. And now that we're on the official, the hell did they call this thing? Transfer route? We're just gonna be natural. We're not gonna do any of that save scumming thing anymore. We can come back and do it right in a second. If things happen. I'm sorry, Signorina. We're busy right now. We should be able to take a break soon, though, so if you don't mind waiting. Sure. Is it really okay for me to wait here, though? She's worried she'd get in the way. Understandably. The two of them appeared so busy that her concerns seemed mostly unwarranted. Carmia sat at his usual desk with Kiri standing beside him. The consigliere let out an exaggerated sigh, pointing at the documents Carmia had in hand. Here and here. I said you had to sign them. Why can't you follow the simplest of instructions? Sorry, I just forgot. Here and here? Was there another one? I feel like there was another one. Here as well. I didn't think our idiot lion was quite so stupid as to be unable to remember something this simple. He always says he likes to see me suffer, but I think he says he likes seeing other people react to being bullied too. You know, because that's what he does. I don't mind if he does it to me, but it's hard to watch him be so cruel to other people. Mr. Curie, are you sure you should be saying stuff like that? Oh. Poor Mr. Karamiya. We're gonna get lit into. Signorina. Why are you taking Karamiya's side over mine? I'm not trying to. You're bitching at me and protecting him. How else am I supposed to take it? Bitching? You know, you could use a different word. Are you asking me to be more courteous? Well, whatever. You can handle the rest, Karamiya. Yep. Because these two are supposed to be the better friends out of the main three. From what I can tell anyways. So this should be interesting. I have waited with many a tingling sensation to see this. Unfortunately, most of the tingles are in my throat. Leave the rest to me, huh? Mr. Curie really does have a bad personality. And he's your boyfriend. I mean, this is what you chose. He always makes fun of people and plays pranks on them. I mean, he was just bullying you. I think it'd be better if we could just have fun all the time. But he's always saying that he likes seeing people sad. What's so good about seeing people sad? I don't really understand what Mr. Curie wants. That's just how he is, Signorina. If you find it hard to be with him, why don't you find a better guy? But I like him. I love Mr. Curie. I don't want anyone else. I don't want anything else. But this is a little different from what I imagined. What did you imagine? I'm curious. I thought we'd get closer since we started dating, but nothing's really changed. Oh, fair enough. Mr. Curie's always hurting people. It just makes me feel kind of bad. You don't need to feel responsible for him, Signorina. His bullying isn't anything new. Why would you do this? Mr. Karamiya, what is dating a man supposed to be like? Gracious. I don't really know. Hold up. Then why don't you try dating me for a day? You? That seems like a horrible idea. Yeah, so you can get a feel for it. It'll be easier to tell him what you want if you figure it out, right? This seems like a nightmare. But it might be a nightmare we want to try. I'm going to take a moment to sip water. Pretend I haven't come to my decision yet. Gracious, I am dying. Okay. You know what? I need another thing of water. I'll be right back. Dying. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. This seems like the worst idea possible, and I don't like the fact that Carmia suggested it. So we're gonna go with I don't know. I don't know. Do you not want to because you feel like you'll be betraying Kiri? Exactly, that's exactly why. No, not exactly, but I do wonder if it's wrong. Are you okay with leaving things the way they are, though? Not knowing what's what and just letting him drag you around? It's just one day. It's like a mere second compared to the rest of your life. It's not so much of a price if this changes things moving forward, right? You might have a point. Just for one day, right? Yeah, that should be plenty. Great. Mr. Steal Your Girl over here. That's probably not good. That, like, red-white indication. So, do you want to get going? Yes, please. You're quite welcome. Well, should we hold hands? Are you sure that's okay? Of course. We could link arms, too. Then, let's just hold hands, dude. Let's hold hands. Let's hold hands, then. Honestly, holding hands seems a little bit more romantic than linking arms. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably wrong. But it seems like a more natural position to hold. Yeah. Sure thing, Signorina. Carmi offered Bunny his ungloved left hand. He smiled at her encouragingly, taking her hand as she timidly reached out for his. I won't bite. You don't have to be so tense. You want me to just call you Carmia? Yeah. See, the mister just feels so formal and distant. So why don't you just call me Carmia? I'm not sure I could do that. It's fine, right? Aren't we dating right now? Come on, try it. Okay, Carmia. Good. That was so embarrassing. But I kind of like it. It's fun and my heart's pounding. I have lots of things to tell Mr. Kiri. That's right. We still call him Mr. Kiri. Oh, wow. That's right. Like... Okay, that's a better indicator. So, like... That's right. All the other dudes, like, when we get at least a few weeks into their route, are like, you really don't have to call me so formal. Like, we went past the meteor shower and we're dating right now. And he still hasn't said, hey, could you just call me by my first name? You can drop the honorifics. It's so weird. Mr. Kiri, do you have a moment? Only a moment. He closed the folder in his hands and set it back onto the table. He crossed his legs as he looked over at where she stood by the door. Please keep it short. Okay. So, what exactly are you trying to say? Was making demands of your partner your idea? Well, but didn't you tell me that I should become a woman suited to you, Mr. Kiri? I only said that because you asked. You're the one who wanted to change. There's a huge difference between changing of your own volition and being forced to change, isn't there? Oh, skip the dialogue again. Clumsy me. I thought you fell in love with me as I am now. Why are you asking me to adjust my attitude? If you had so much fun with Karamiya, why don't you break up with me and date him instead? How could I... You want me to treat him like he did? You want me to treat you like he did? Then why don't you just ask him instead? Shouldn't that be more ideal? A little less beating about the bush, I went to save like I was doing the scummy thing, but I'm not. Shoot. Frick. We get to relive this again in about 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, I feel like You're So Mean is just gonna be the whole, I thought that's why you liked me, sort of conversation. And I'm not willing to have that conversation. If you're done, please leave. Unlike you, I have work to attend to. That's rough. That's tough potatoes. Why did he have to say that? That's stupid, Mr. Kiri. Oh, of course. Huh? It was you, Signorina. You startled me. Mr. Karamiya. What's wrong? You look like you're about to cry. Did something happen? Mr. Kiri, he... Are we going to his room? We cannot go to his room. I do not want to go to his room. Please don't take us to your room, sir. I know what happens in there. Nothing bad, but you know, like, for someone still trying to be on the Kiri route, this is not ideal. Okay. Kiri did something. You probably won't be able to relax here, so let's go somewhere else. I'll listen to what you have to say, okay? Okay. Kiri really is totally hopeless. You're dating after all, so he should consider your feelings. Hey Bunny, why are you with him? Huh? No, I mean, I know you're in love with him. That's why you're dating. But I still don't really know why you like him. He's always forcing you to do unreasonable things. You don't like that, do you? You must have some reason to want to be with him despite all that, right? Well... I love him. I love him, Papa. I guess it's because I love him. Oh. Because you love him, huh? I guess that can be a reason. I can understand how little things add up and make you really fall for someone. But it's just hard for me to understand how you can love someone enough to endure all that. You'd be fucking surprised, mate. I don't understand how you care for Kiri so much. Again, you'd be fucking surprised the shit you're willing to put up with when you think you're in love. I wouldn't have backed off if I knew he was going to make you cry. If I'd known he would hurt you, I would have stepped in. I should have stolen you away from him. I saw you. I saw you two talking of the day on the day of the meteor shower gathering. That day, I was looking for you at the festival, but I couldn't find you. When I went home, I saw Kiri heading to the cottage, and I followed him in secret. Why? Because I was in love with you. I only realized it recently, but it started a long time ago. Your eyes were focused on Kiri, so I guess you didn't notice. I was ready to accept it if you two were happy together, because both personally and as the Don of this familia, I wanted you to be happy. But that's not how it is it? Being with him is making you suffer, isn't it? Yike. Yike on a bike. Yikes forever. Karamia, did you finish those documents I asked you to handle yesterday? Mr. Curie. Cool air came in through the open door. Bunny was a little surprised by his sudden appearance. Well. You two seem to be getting rather close. Please, pay me no mind and continue. Curie walked between them, his expression not changing at all. He rummaged through the documents on Karamia's desk. Continue. Indeed. I can't tell if you were drying her tears or making her cry, though. I just came in here on my own, so just pretend I'm not present and continue whatever it was you were doing. It seems that he'd found what he'd been looking for. Picking up a bundle of documents, he turned to leave. Kiri! Karamia called out, anger clear in his voice. Kiri stopped and turned his head towards him, giving him a curious look. Isn't this an opportunity to steal her from me? You should be thankful instead of complaining. How dare you? Karamia stood up and marched over to Kiri. He grabbed Kiri by the lapels and slammed him against the wall. Bunny is always crying because you do things like this. And she chose me in spite of that. It seems messed up to expect me to change. To think you'd pretend to be a friend to Ms. Bunny, all the while using it as an opportunity to get close to her and present yourself as a more appealing option. Are you sure you shouldn't be conciliere? This is so tedious. Why don't you just come out with it and ask her to date you? Tell her to break up with me and pick you. Shut up. With one hand still restraining his conciliere, Karamia went for the gun at his hip. With a deftness that belied his anger, his hands closed around the pistol's grip. I'm dead serious. He flicked off the safety and pressed the gun's muzzle to Kiri's jaw. Kiri only smiled back, not the least bit intimidated. Reminds me of that stupid freaking cat meme. Of all of the knives pointed at that one cat, that's just Karamia. Or not Karamia, Kiri. So this is the end? You're not going to shoot me, are you? My. So this is you being dead serious, is it? He dropped the papers he'd been holding. As they flew in all directions, he grabbed at Karamia's hand, forcing the gun aside as he pressed firmly against Karamia's trigger finger, forcing the weapon to fire. What? The bullet bored harmlessly through the wall. While Karamia was distracted from the unexpected blast, Kiri grabbed at Karamia's other hip. When Kiri's hand came back up, it had Karamia's second pistol in it. He pointed at Karamia's face, just as the Don had done to him. Seems carrying two weapons has backfired on you. Such a shame. This isn't over yet. You think you can beat me? What a brainless lion you are. That is interesting. Sir, what was that gunshot? What are you doing? Trying to kill each other. Would you care to join, Axel? Why would I want to do that? I don't know what happened, but the Don and Consigliere shouldn't fight with each other. Have some dignity. You'll distress the soldate. Please, put your guns away. Fine. Over already. How droll. Without a moment's hesitation, Kiri handed Karamia's gun back to him and gathered the papers off the floor. He left the room without even looking at Bunny. All right then, signorina. Karamia smiled awkwardly, leaving the room as well. If you don't have a reason to be in the office, you should leave too. Oh, okay. All right. Bunny shuffled out of the office, leaving Axel alone in the room. Pardon me. He sighed as he examined the bullet hole in the wall. I'm sure the soldate heard that gunshot. What am I gonna do? I don't know what to do. She went straight back to her room. She almost wanted to run away. If only she'd asked Kiri what she should have done first. Maybe he would have had an answer for her. Even if he hadn't told her outright, he would have at least given her some kind of hint. But now... Miss Bunny, are you in? Mr. Kiri? What's wrong? The roses bloomed, so I thought I'd bring you one. Roses? Why? Did you already forget what I told you that evening? No, I remember the roses you took such care to raise. Yes, the very same roses. My goodness, how strange it is that they look like any ordinary rose. It almost seems conceited that they require such special circumstances to grow. Well, please accept it as a token to remember me by. Okay. Thank you. Kiri was about to leave when Bunny hurriedly grabbed his sleeve. Please wait, Mr. Kiri. Yes. What do you need? So, about what happened with Mr. Karamia earlier. She looked up at Kiri pleadingly. His expression didn't change one bit. His usual smile was on his face when he spoke. As I said while apologizing earlier, I am who I am. If you can't stand to stay with me, I think you should pick Karamia instead. Are you okay with that, Mr. Kiri? What a strange thing to ask. Aren't your feelings your own? What do my thoughts have to do with it? Do as you will. I bid you a good night. Did we just... That can't be right. Mr. Kiri! Bunny hugged him from behind when she found him. Kiri sighed a bit and stroked the arms around him. So you chose me after all. After all, you knew? Indeed. Well, you were aware of my personality before we started dating. But... Are you sure about this? You won't have another chance. It's not like you can't say no, like, for the rest of your relationship. There can't be another point in your life where you're like, you know, this isn't working. Like, this is the last time the two of us have to decide that it's not working. He pulled her arms off him, but continued to hold them as he turned towards her. I realize that thanks to Karmiya, I've managed to keep the vermin away from you. I don't like the idea of people taking my things. From now on, I'll wipe all the dew from you with my own hands. In essence, I will be keeping you all to myself. Are you sure about this? Yes. I see. You are a strange one, you know. There aren't many people who can love me. Well, you're pretty weird yourself, Mr. Kiri. Indeed I am. Perhaps that is why we were drawn to one another. I am who I am, and I have no intention of changing that no matter how much people hate me for it. In the future, I will continue to not change, even if you do. If I change... Indeed. I will change you from a girl to a woman. I love you, Miss Bunny. I see. So you picked Kiri. Yes, I like Mr. Kiri. Because I have poor taste. You have awful taste in men. I know. Obviously, evidently. Gestures at past dating history. Maybe, you might be a little right, possibly. I don't know about a little. I know I'm a much better man than he is. Not to toot my own horn or anything. You're a nice person, Mr. Karmiya. And I know how much you worry about me. I guess just being nice isn't enough, huh? I shouldn't cling to faint hope. I should be a man and give you up properly, but... Please, don't hesitate to tell me if he does anything you don't like. I'm his boss, so I can scold him for you. Okay. Good morning, Miss Bunny. Fine weather we're having. Good morning, Mr. Kiri. Is it just me, or does he seem a little different? His tone and behavior were the same as usual, but sensing something off, she gave him a slightly puzzled look. Did you cut your hair? No, what's the matter? You just seem a little different than usual. Really? Perhaps I seem different because my attitude has changed. Oh, look at this. Mr. I'm never gonna change has changed. Your attitude? Yes. I've reflected on my actions a bit. My personality aside, I think I may have been treating you a bit too cruelly. Just a little bit. Treating the woman I hold dear no differently from strangers seems rather unusual, so I thought I'd endeavor to show you more of my honest side. Your honest side? Yes. This is the first time I've ever thought to do something like this, so I might be a bit unskilled at it. Do you mind if I give it a try? Sure. Please do. Thank you very much. Then I shall commence immediately. So stop, Mr. Curie. Whatever is the matter? Have I done something to ruin the mood? No, that's not it. It just feels weird. Not like you. Weird, huh? Yes, you're not acting like yourself. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I think I prefer you the way you were. You know, the side of you that isn't honest. And, you know, it's not really your true self. Oh, we're role-playing. Never mind. This makes it all better. Well, you aren't wrong. My usual self is my best self. It might be fun to role-play like this from time to time, but doing it all the time would be absolutely stifling. You seem to respond more to my bullying than my strung-together flowery words anyway. I will continue to love you as I torment you. Okay. As you torment me? Must you? Must you really? Neato. So we should get something involving Hamelin next. You want to help me with my work? Yes, if I can be of any use. I'm fine. No, thank you. Huh? But why? I have to take care of most of my work myself anyway, and if I'm overwhelmed, I leave it to Karamiya to handle. I have absolutely no need for your assistance. But you can ask Mr. Karamiya. So then, who is... Oh, let me guess, I love this game. Who is more important to you, me or Mr. Karamiya? Bullseye, I see. Please don't say such disgusting things. Isn't it obvious that the answer is you? But you can ask Mr. Karamiya to do things you won't ask me for help with? Please don't make trouble for me. Men and women, heterosexuals and homosexuals, friends and lovers, public and private, you have to be an idiot to not be able to differentiate between the two. You may be my lover, but as far as the familia is concerned, you are a guest. This is a veritable cornucopia of information in this room that you are not allowed to see. Huh. However, very well. If you must, I can make an exception to let you help a little. He pulled a bundle of envelopes from the bottommost desk drawer, tossing them onto the table in the center of the room. Please sort these by who they're addressed to. Who they're addressed to? Yes, please divide them between items addressed to me and to Karamiya. Letters addressed to you and letters addressed to Mr. Carmia. Okay, I can do that. I'll try my best. It's not my job to be particularly enthusiastic about. It's not a job to be particularly enthusiastic about, but I figure I might learn something. From me? Yes, the way you work. I guess they describe it as being stuck in a rut. Everything seems absolutely boring to me. So sometimes I feel extremely envious of you. Your eyes light up over just about anything. I love you because you have so many things I don't. Aw. That's cute. So, I'm thinking she gets the bright idea to, like... Why? This is not what I thought at all. No. Oh, Mr. Manboy. Hello, Lady Bunny. It's been quite a while since we last spoke. Why are you here? Go away, please. Who is that? Please leave us alone, Big D. Oh, my apologies for not introducing him earlier. This is Lord Dorian Gray, my superior. No. Superior, Good day, my lovely. I would like to get to know you better, now that we've met. Okay. No. Lord Dorian, please don't tease women. Oh, but I did not intend to tease her. Lady Bunny, are you out for a walk on your own? Why? Yes, and you too? Why have you checked to see that I was alone? We are returning from a funeral service. Lord Dorian was interested in partaking in some drink, so we are now on our way to a pub. What do you say, my lovely? Would you care to join us? No! No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but fuck no. I see. A wise choice. Exactly. Manboy gets it. Oh, droll Manboy. Whose side are you on, anyway? In any case, I'm not sure I approve of such a lovely lady walking around town unchaperoned. I'm not sure I approve of the way you're speaking to me. Yes, it has been quite dangerous around here as of late. Yeah, real dangerous. Two creepazoids. Dangerous? Oh heck, that's gonna be Hamelin, isn't it? Yes, I hesitate to discuss it out in the open, but recently there have been almost daily murders near the slums. It isn't uncommon for murders to occur there, but serial murders have hardly been the norm in the past. I fear that the danger may extend beyond the slums. If you feel uneasy about your status with Familia Oz, come to my estate. I will take warm and courteous care of you. Thank you, Manboy. Manboy didn't deserve this. Lord Dorian, cease this nonsense at once. It isn't nonsense. My estate is safer than any other place in town. Save the danger you yourself pose. Mr. Curie! Thank God. Hello, gentlemen of Oscar Wilde Street. What business do you have with my dear lady? Dear? Curie tilted her chin upwards towards his, giving her a gentle kiss. He grinned, apparently pleased with her shocked expression, and kissed her again. Lord Curie. I see. We're in a relationship, Big D, as you can see. I hope you're prepared for the consequences if you insist on continuing your pursuit. Y'all don't want to know about the brothel route. If you don't want to know about the... if you don't already know, don't find out. Mr. Curie, are you in? Yes, please enter. Excuse me. What did you want to talk to me about? I wonder. Oh, look, he's got a hat rack here. I love this hat rack. I thought I would give this to you. Curie reached into a drawer and handed her a box small enough to fit in the palm of her hand. Bunny carefully opened it. A pendant? Yes. It's a very precious, irreplaceable pendant that I received on a journey a long, long, long ago. I can't accept something that important to you. Yes, it is important. In a sense, it's even more precious than my own life. Though as far as I'm concerned, life isn't of any particular value. I want to give it to you precisely because it is so dear to me. But what if I lose it or something? Are you planning to lose my gift? You really are ill-mannered. You wound me. Fine, I get it. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Now come right this way. He led her in front of the mirror standing behind her. He opened the necklace's clasps and then put it around her neck as he gazed at her reflection. After carefully pulling her hair out of the chain's way, he closed the clasp. It suits you. At least, I think it does. What do you think? It's lovely. I like it. I see. Good. He embraced her from behind, burying his face in her neck. Mr. Curie? I told you. It's more precious than my life. And you said you liked it. How could I not be overjoyed? But I don't want you to see my face like this, even in a mirror. So please, let me stay like this for a bit. Thank you for the necklace, Mr. Curie. Good night. My. Aren't you a cruel woman to leave so quickly? He grabbed her arm as she tried to leave, pulling her into an embrace. I gave you something of great value. Don't you think you should thank me? She frowned, unable to put any resistance against her lover's mischievous smile. You're the one who pushed it on me, Mr. Curie. Indeed, and you were the one who accepted it. He put his hands on her shoulders and gently pushed her onto the bed as elegantly and gently as possible. Okay. I gave you something that is precious to me, so you should give something precious to you. He gazed at his beloved bunny as he reached for his scarf. He slowly untied it and brought his hand to her cheek, beginning with a kiss. I wonder just how early in the morning Mr. Curie has to start work. She opened the door of Curie's room and went out into the hall. By the time she'd woken up, the person she'd spent the night with had vanished. She closed the door behind her and leaned against it. Being the concilier sounds like rough work. Oh, Signorina, did you just come out of Curie's... Mr. Karamiya? Ah, right. Well, you are dating after all. It would make perfect sense. He smiled and awkwardly scratched his head, but then his gaze fell onto her chest. Oh, what's with that? Huh? The pendant hanging around your neck. I haven't seen it in ages. Why do you have it? Mr. Curie gave it to me yesterday. Really? He's pretty amazing. He must really like you if he felt he could give that to you. Mr. Curie said it was more precious than his life. Is it really that valuable? Yeah. If it weren't for that, he wouldn't be who he is now. Really? Should he really have given me something that important? She's gonna lose it. Calling it now. She's losing it. He gave it to you specifically. Keep it on you and don't lose track of it. Absolutely do not lose it, okay? She's gonna lose it. Okay! Prepares to go lose the entire thing. As she was doing the laundry, someone embraced her, sheets and all, from behind. She let out a little sigh when she recognized the familiar jacket sleeve around her. Mr. Curie. What a lovely scent. That of the laundry and of you. He buried his face in her shoulder and giggled. He kissed her hair and loosened his grasp around her. She timidly turned toward him, doing her best to hide her bright red cheeks in the sheet. I wanted to ask you to buy something for me. Okay, here we go. Shopping? Yes. Didn't you say you wanted to help me with my work before? I found something I could let even you do, so I came to ask you to do it. You remembered. You remembered. Indeed, as if I could forget. Will you do it? Yes, of course. He gave her a gentle smile of gratitude and tucked a note into the bodice of her dress. I'm counting on you. He's so cute. I guess that's all the shopping. With a hefty paper bag under one arm, she read off the note Curie had given her. Mr. Curie sure has nice handwriting. It's just a shopping list, but it seems so precious. I should hold on to this note. Hey, wait. She stiffened up, having a bad feeling about what was about to happen. She timidly turned around to see an evil-looking man standing behind her. Is it Dorian? Oh, no, it's one of the Wolfgang. Ain't you the girlie our boss is after? I bet I'd be in for a real sweet reward if I caught you. She stumbled as she turned away, frantically trying not to lose her balance. As she began to run, she looked behind to see if he was chasing her. There wasn't much distance between them. If she stopped, he'd catch her right away. I have to get away. Bunny, why are you in such a panic? Axel! Wait. Are you being chased? I'm gonna getcha. You were being chased. Axel pulled his shotgun out from its usual place inside of his jacket. Supporting the gun with merely one outstretched arm, he jabbed it into the throat of her pursuer, keeping him at bay. She is a guest of Familia Oz. I will not allow you to lay a hand on her. Who the hell are you? No, I know that face. You're the fellow we caught because you were so pathetic. So you're a member of the Wolf Gang. You aren't allowed here. Leave Oz territory at once. I'll be leaving, all right, with her in tow. You just don't listen, do you, punk? He wrapped the man's chin upward with the muzzle of the shotgun and then nimbly flipped the gun around in his hand. Grabbing into the shotgun's barrel with his other hand, he delivered a powerful two-handed bash into the man's throat with its stock. You know, using the shotgun as a bludgeon again instead of, a shotgun. As a Caprigeme, I won't allow you to lay a hand on her. I hope you didn't think I was the only one after her. What? The first assailant had been sent to his knees on the ground, but several more villainous-looking figures could be seen pushing their way through the crowd of people some ways behind him. Axel clicked his tongue and looked over at her. I'll hold them off. You get back to the estate. Okay. Bunny clutched at her chest. She felt something was off and looked down at her hand. The pendant is gone. Shock and awe. A chill ran down her spine, her fingers trembling. It was such an important item. He'd even told her not to lose it. Many people had told her not to lose it. And yet she had done just that. I just had it. Where did I? Hurry and get back to the estate. Okay. Yep. What should I do? I can't believe I lost something Mr. Curie gave me. I thought I heard someone come in, but I guess it was just you. She looked up when she heard his voice. She made eye contact with Karamiya as he came down the stairs with a blank expression on her face. Mr. Karamiya. Why the long face? What happened? Well, I was being chased by someone from the Wolf Gang. By the Wolf Gang? Yes, Axel saved me, so I got away fine, but I lost the pendant Mr. Curie gave me. You lost it? Where? I don't know. It was gone by the time I noticed. I must have dropped it while I was running, but I was so focused on getting away that I don't know where it might be. I know how important it is, too. What about the pendant? Mr. Curie? She shifted her gaze away from Karamiya towards Curie's voice. He was standing on the landing. Some part of her wondered just how long he'd been standing there listening to her. Mr. Curie, I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it. More importantly, you're not hurt, are you? He wasn't angry at all. In fact, he was smiling as he came down the stairs as Karamiya had. No, I'm fine. I'm so glad nothing happened. I'd be absolutely devastated if you'd been hurt. I'm just happy you're safe, so don't worry about the pendant. Distant trash shifts. You're happy I'm safe? I think there might be something really wrong with him. Mr. Karamiya. Kiri, I need to talk to the signorina, so could you please go back to your room? Sure, but don't you need help with work? I'm fine. I'll deal with it later. Just sit tight, okay? Sure thing, Mr. Lion. I'll see you later, Ms. Bunny. Mr. Kiri. Now, Signorina, we should be going too. We're gonna go look for that thing, because I think that thing's like the thing that, like, gives him essence of smart. I don't know how much Kiri has told you, but we weren't always human. I was a lion, Axel was a tinman, and Kiri was a scarecrow. A long time ago, the three of us went on a journey to obtain the things we lacked. And when we did, we received pendants. Yes. See, they just look like normal accessories at first glance, but for Kiri, it's more than that. Yep, there it is. He had neither wisdom nor much of memory, so he wished for a brain. He got it, but it was that pendant you lost. That's his brain. He absolutely needs that necklace to be him. So I was shocked when I heard he had given it to you. I wasn't sure if it was really a good idea to hand over something that precious. Why did he give me something so important? Only Kiri can answer that. It'd probably be pointless to ask him, though, now that he's lost his brain. But it's not like you broke it or anything, right? You just lost it. We'll just have to find it. We'll figure this out together. Don't get too depressed, okay? Okay. Yeah, we just gotta find it. It'll be fine. Although this might be one of those situations where, I wonder if Mr. Kiri will be stuck like that forever. 2 days passed, then 3. But Kiri still showed no sign of returning to normal. He told her again and again not to worry about it, but as a responsible party, she couldn't help but continue to feel guilty. All she'd done was lose it. That meant all she had to do was find it. But it's not like you broke it or anything, right? You just lost it. We'll just have to find it. She carved Karamiya's words into her heart. Yeah, I just have to go find it. I have to find Kiri's pendant. We're not going to find that thing, are we? If I just retrace my steps, I should find it. But she'd been running so frantically away from the man chasing her, she couldn't remember exactly where she'd been. I'll have to look very carefully. Just put up a thing on, like, Reddit. Anybody in the local OZMAFIA area see this? It's not here either. I already looked over there. I guess I haven't looked enough. She knew she hadn't searched nearly enough, but the time had flown by at an alarming pace. Darkness had already started to come over the town, just as easily as the pendant had slipped from around her neck. I wonder why I can't find it. She was so tired that she could barely stand. But she kept on moving forward, putting one foot in front of the other. Ah! Her foot suddenly caught on a cobblestone. The world swayed around her as she toppled over, too exhausted to even regain her balance. Unluckily for her, she had been right in front of a puddle when she'd fallen. She was then soaked to the bone with muddy water. She tried to stand, but she no longer had the strength. Tears began to leak from her eyes. So this is where you were, Miss Bunny. I was looking for you. Mr. Curie. What's wrong? Are you crying? Curie didn't hesitate for a moment to join her in the puddle, crouched down next to her. Much to her surprise, he pulled her into his arms and hugged her tightly. Don't cry. You'll make me sad. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is all I can do for you. If I were smarter, I'm sure I could find a way to make your sadness go away. But I'm stupid, so I don't know what to do. Hey, what do you think I should do? What do you want me to do? No, you don't have to do anything. Then, do you not need me? No, that's not it. Just being here for me is enough. Huh. Well, that's good. I can manage that. Don't worry, I'll never leave you. So, please never leave me either. I don't want to be abandoned. Poor thing. Miss Bunny, you look so sad. Mr. Curie. Are you worrying about me again? I'm not worried about it, so you don't need to worry either, okay? I can't even remember how important it was, so who cares? Seeing you so sad over it is making me sad. How can I get you to smile from the heart? I've been thinking and thinking about it, but I can't figure it out. I don't know how, so all I can do is keep asking. Try to smile. I hope I can smile for you someday. You can't right now? Yeah. Sorry. It's okay. Forcing yourself to smile will just make you sad. It's so frustrating. I don't want to make you sad. If only I could split your sadness like we can split a dessert. That way I could be worried with you. He's so cute. He's so precious. We must protect the dumb Curie. I didn't really want to come here, but she'd searched every last corner of Oz territory. Assuming no one had broken it, this was the last place left. It's so dark and scary, but I have to keep looking. I have to find it so I can smile for him again. What are you doing, my prey? A cold voice spoke out from behind her. She turned around to find a silver-haired man standing there. His golden eyes bore into her from beyond his long bangs. Mr. Caesar, Looking for something. It wouldn't happen to be this, would it? That's... Seems I was right. Could you please give that back? Do you really think I'd surrender it unconditionally? If you want it back, you have to become mine. If you obediently offer your body up to me, I might return it to you. What say you, pray? The thing you're after is right in front of your eyes. What reason do you have to hesitate? Fine. Well, somebody's going to be mad. Surprisingly, we have not seen anything else of Hamlin. But I mean, I guess Hamlin didn't show up in Axel's True Route either. The sky was dark and heavy with clouds. It was midday, but it might as well have been midnight here in the forest. She was surrounded by men, her hands bound as she was pulled deeper into the forest. I just wanted to get the pendant back. One of Caesar's underlings had destroyed it while Bunny had been tied up. Shit! Great! There was probably no way she'd be able to get back to the Oz estate like this, and there was probably no way to get Kiri back to normal either. Bunny was enveloped by sadness, no hope in sight. Suddenly Caesar, at the head of the group, stopped and turned around, his eyes locked onto something above them. Oh, hell yeah. What is that flock of birds? She stopped too, looking up at the sky through the trees. Birds? There was a big black mass hanging in the sky. The already shady forest became even darker as a new shadow fell over it. As it got closer, she could hear the sound of their cawing. Just as Caesar had said, it seemed to be a flock of birds. They're coming towards us. Suddenly the flock was right over them, their innumerable bodies completely blotting out the sky. She could barely make out a new shadow that seemed to grow across the ground. The branches shook as the shadow fell toward them. It wasn't a bird. It was a person. In fact, it was a person she knew quite well. Mr. Kiri! Hand her over. She gasped in surprise. There was a fire in his voice like she'd never heard before. Return Miss Bunny to me. He slowly stood up and glared at Caesar. The men faltered from Kiri's menace. However, Caesar simply snorted as if he'd been told some kind of joke. What a delightful bluff from the scarecrow. If you want her back, then come and take her back. His steps heavy, he met Kiri halfway. To Bunny, Caesar's own murderous intent seemed almost overwhelming, but Kiri stood fast, clenching his fists. Take this. You can't fight barehanded, can you? Caesar drew 2 blades, tossing one to Kiri, which was a mistake. The consigliere picked it up off the ground with both hands, imitating Caesar's stance. Oh, that's right, he's an idiot. Have at you. Caesar bent low to the ground as he closed the distance between the two of them in a flash. He snarled at Kiri, who was still standing still. Grabbing Kiri's arm with his free hand, he struck the consigliere's wrist with the hilt of his sword. Unable to bear the pain, Kiri dropped his sword. Caesar grabbed the discarded blade with his other hand and swung it. Crimson spurted outwards along the arc of his slash. Yep, we're saved. Mr. Kiri! Caesar grabbed Kiri by the collar before he could collapse, throwing him into the trunk of a large tree. As Kiri bounced off the tree, Caesar pierced the consigliere's body to it with his sword, preventing him from escaping. Caesar twisted the blade in Kiri's abdomen, tearing through the wound and flesh alike without hesitation. Kiri screamed, unable to endure the pain. That is a guttural noise. I'm not replicating that at all. You're almost too pathetic, Scarecrow. Caesar spat at Kiri with a bored expression on his face. Killing you quickly is no fun. I'm going to make you suffer. He stabbed his other sword into the ground and raised one hand expectantly. One of his subordinates hurried over, handing him a dagger. Stop. Caesar looked down at Kiri, evaluating him as he stroked the blade of his knife appreciatively. Kiri shook his head, begging. No. A deranged smile cracked across Caesar's face as he raised the knife over his head. He dug the tip of the blade into Kiri's chest, and then began pushing inwards. He took his time, relishing every single one of Kiri's reactions. Yikes forever. Kiri writhed, trying to escape the pain, but each movement only caused the sword in his belly to cut its way further through him, multiplying his agony. But even so, the will to survive forced him to try something. Anything at all. He clutched at the blade piercing through him, trying to remove it. His own blood on the blade caused his hands to slip. All he could manage was bloodying it further as he cut his palms on the weapon. Caesar grinned mockingly at him as he grimaced, grabbing into the sword and pulled it out for him with a further vicious twist. Blood gushed from the hole in his stomach. Caesar licked the splattered blood from his lips in satisfaction, plucking the knife out of Kiri's chest as the consigliere crumpled to the ground. Reaching down, Caesar grabbed Kiri by the throat and pushed him back up against the blood-soaked tree a second time. Kiri had no power left to resist. All he could do was watch the beast ravage his body. Please stop, Mr. Caesar. The men were holding her back, preventing her from getting any closer. Caesar paid no heed to her words, bringing the knife to Kiri's neck, but before he could slit the scarecrow's throat... What? A gunshot echoed through the forest. One of the men behind Caesar screamed out as he fell to the ground. It took you long enough. We're here to help, Kiri. Mr. Karamia! You took forever. Karamia was surrounded by several soldati, and behind them were more than twice the number of men carrying shotguns. The wolf gang fell into disarray. Caesar's men fell left and right, unable to take cover from both directions at once. Snipers laying in wait, huh? Caesar muttered, releasing Kiri and pulling his sword from the ground. We're outnumbered. Retreat, quickly. Caesar and his remaining men hastily withdrew deeper into the forest, leaving Kiri and Bunny behind. Axel, take some men and give chase. Harass them, but don't maintain pursuit for too long. Understood. Mr. Kiri. Bunny forced herself to stand through her trembling and approached Kiri, collapsed on the ground. He only feebly turned his head towards her, his mouth falling open. Holy crap. You are ruined, my dude. Miss Bunny. There's so much blood. You're crying again. Are you sad because of me? All I do is make you sad. I came because I wanted to save you, but I couldn't do anything. I was completely useless. I'm sorry. No, you weren't useless at all. I was happy. I was so happy you came to save me. I was useful. Then I'm happy too. Mr. Kiri. Kiri, hang in there. We'll get you to the clinic right away. First, though, we have to stop the bleeding. Medic! Karamiya called out, causing several men to run over to him. They surrounded Kiri and began to bind his gaping wounds as best as they could. Mr. Kiri. Don't worry, Signorina. We're built sturdily, so it takes a lot to kill us. As if the hero who saved the heroine could possibly die. Thank you for spelling out the plot beats. Oh, hey, that's the end. So he's just like this now. Ah, there you are. I was looking for you, Tin Man. No, wait, I'm Axel. That's right, Axel. You're on patrol today, right? Would you mind switching with me? With you? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like moving around some, and I thought I could make it a date with Miss Bunny. A date? You should keep your work and personal matters separate. I guess, but isn't it nice when you can do both at once? It's like that saying, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I think you mean killing two birds with one stone. Well, whatever. I'll give you special permission today, but in exchange... You want me to buy you some sweets, right? I may forget stuff a lot, but you've asked me to do that so many times, even I can remember it. I don't like it. I like it worse. I liked it better when he was being a creep. Sweets are pretty great, aren't they? I like them and she likes them too. It's so nice to be able to see the person you love happy. Oh, that's right. She's waiting for me. We'll be off on patrol duty then. So he made that date with her before he even got permission, huh? I'm I'm not sure I'm quite used to Curie acting this way yet. It feels weird. Same, buddy. Okay, then where is the gunsmith Mr. Karamia frequents? Hang on. I know, it's around that corner. No, it's at the end of this street. Oh, that's right. And you just taught me yesterday. Why do I always forget things immediately? It's so frustrating. But it's nice to have you explain things to me whenever I forget them. It feels nice. Oh, but maybe it's annoying for you. Oh, not at all. I'm just happy I can help you. Thanks. I hope I can become a super useful person like you, too. I'm clumsy, my brain doesn't work so well, so I have to work super hard. Just take it step by step. You'll get the hang of things eventually. Yeah. You're right. But you know, it's weird. I forget everything else right away, but I remember everything about you. I remember what you like to eat and drink, what stores you go to a lot, and... It'd be hard to list everything right now, but you're always right there in my memories, along with how much I love you. Maybe you're the most important thing in the world to me. Oh. Maybe that's it. Maybe this love thing has nothing to do with how well my brain works, or how well I can remember things. Maybe that's why the things I know about you haven't vanished. Love sure is a weird feeling. It's just this strange feeling that makes me happy, just being near you, and whenever I think of you, my chest aches. It hurts, but it also makes me happy. It really is weird. It's like this love ties down my vanishing memories, keeps you in my heart. So I like this love thing. I'm glad I have you. I can't imagine a world without you. So sometimes I get scared. What if I lose you? I don't know what I'd do. I don't have any idea, so I'm terrified. If I lose you, I might start to forget. I'm used to forgetting things, but I don't want to forget you. Don't worry. I'll never leave you. Really? Yes, and I'll remember things for you too. If you do forget something, I'll just remind you like I did today. Don't worry. Okay. Thanks. I guess that's just another thing to love about you. Hey, can I kiss you? So I don't forget today. So I don't forget the time I've spent with you. I love you, Bunny. Stay with me forever. Huh. Well, okay. That was interesting. We're going to take a brief intermission before we start doing end route stuff, because I have to use the restroom and replenish my water and such. And we'll also talk about ending stuff and stuff like that. So I'll be right back. Alright. I'm back. I'm not sure how to... Because I'm pretty sure we got stuff for the transfer endings for Karmia already. So we need this CG here, which is the pure love happy ending. What we got was the bittersweet ending, if you couldn't tell. And we'd need the axle transfer stuff. And then we'd be at 50%. Hopefully. So that save that I made for the Karamiya transfer route won't be necessary. Because we messed up something fundamental, apparently. We, us plural. So let's, if I do this, am I able to, yeah. So, I've got the guide up. And we'll start going through this. What up? I think it's very interesting that the bittersweet endings usually require them losing something that's a large part of their hubris. Like it's something that's really, really important to them. I'll decide myself. I mean, it's not maybe hubris is the wrong word. But I'm thinking more it's usually a point of contention in the transfer routes. So I'm wondering what it is that Karamiya has, which would which would be that thing for him. What is this? Oh. The biggest problem we've had to deal with oh, I missed this one, okay? Do you ever rest? Don't worry, I get plenty of rest. Oh. Does it not seem that way? No. Naturally. I'm not exactly about to lay myself bare in front of a guest. I'm rather shy, after all. He flashed her a playful smile, but then waved her away. As I would like to rest as soon as possible, would you care to leave the room? I intend to take a break once I finish dealing with these documents. Can't exactly get any work done with you here. Oh, okay, Mr. Curie. Thank you. I hope your work goes smoothly. Thank you very much. Huh. Apparently I missed one really early in the beginning, and I didn't, So that save scumming was fucking useless. Okay. Over here, Scarlet. Were you waiting long? Yes, quite. Did you bring what I asked you to? Yeah. It's been customized according to your instructions. I tested it myself. It's not half bad. Oh, this is the coffee maker thing. Are you sure that I missed this? I must have. I But yeah, what was it I was talking about? Yeah, the biggest problem we've had with Karamia, though, has just been Hamelin being able to influence him. And maybe that's enough. But like the big three seem to like, what was it? The lion's thing was courage, that's right. So if he loses that, then might be interesting. Might be interesting, yes. Hmm. Mm. I'm really interested to see what, like, the transfer route for Axel, too. Like, he's done, like, nothing about anybody doing anything. And, it's also interesting that, frickin' Kiri's brains, like the pendant thing, he kept in a small box in his room. And then Axel's pendant is around his neck. Is this right? This is right. Okay. What's the catch? Oh, what? You can't tell. You could tell I poisoned them. You poisoned them? No. I haven't actually inspected them myself. Perhaps they have been poisoned. You tricked me. You're such a naughty girl for doubting me. I'm sorry. No need to apologize. Doubt is very important, especially with people like me who are always thinking about ways to deceive others. But if you're going to doubt me, you'd at least follow through with it. Otherwise, I'll just toy with you. Really? Really? Okay. Huh. But yeah. Frickin'. Hmm. Let's see. What were we planning to do after this? I think we were planning to do. Sora. We've been putting that off. We, us, plural. Frickin'. This happens. I do like how his sprite changes like to black hair when he's actually in scarecrow mode. I feel like that's cool. But you know, what do I know? Silly streamer that I am. After that we have to do Scarlet and Pachette, I think. We still have Robin Hood. Is Robin Hood on the list that I made? It might be on the list that I made. I might have forgotten it. Oh, I'd forgotten about the bag thing. That's funny. Like that, that like low-key heart, like his whole thing about cutting our sadness in half and him taking it was kind of a reference back to the bag thing. That's real cute. Good morning, Mr. Kiri. Yes, good morning. Huh? You seem pretty normal. Yes, I am always normal. What of it? No. I see. Well, I have work to do. Okay, good luck. Why did it stop us? Work, huh? I guess it's only natural that the conciliar would be busy. I guess that's normal. Maybe I'm the weird one for having so much free time on my hands. But it's not like they let me do anything other than laundry. Okay, we're at the part where it's changed. Okay. I wonder what kind of work Mr. Kiri does. Maybe I should try and sneak a peek. Don't do that. Kiri had gone to the tailor with Axel in tow. He took a seat on a chair, crossed his legs, and began poring over the account books the shopkeep had given him. Axel leaned against the counter, waiting for Kiri to finish going over the books. A thought occurred to him, prompting him to open his mouth. Kiri, can I talk a bit? Just a bit, all right? The moment I decide too many words are coming out of your mouth, I'm going to snatch your glasses off your face, snap them in half, and throw them in the river. Understood? His tone was annoyed as he flipped through the pages. How about a break? A break? You know, there's a limit to how useless you can be. Oh. I don't mean me, I mean you. Why don't you spend a little less time with her? This guy is the only dude that, like, actually goes about, like, the whole steal your girl thing a little bit more properly than the other two. Huh? She's waiting at the door, probably hoping you'll notice her, poor thing. We got noticed. Ah! Good afternoon, Miss Bunny. You are disturbing my work. Go chase some butterflies or something. Oh. Okay. I see. Ah. Butterflies. We don't have a choice. Let's be positive about this. He told me to do that because he wants to see a butterfly. That's definitely why he asked. Alright, I'm gonna catch one and surprise him. Okay, sure. I couldn't even catch one. I just wanted to make Mr. Kiri happy. Holy crap. So, did you find any? Mr. Kiri, why are you here? Isn't it only natural to come meet my lover? Lover. Indeed. That was my understanding of our relationship. Am I wrong? No, we're lovers. Mr. Kiri can be so nice. Oh, honey. Now, let's head back to the estate to eat some of Karami's disgusting food. Sure. Okay. If we only need to do the Axel transfer route and Kiri's true route, then we should be finished soon-ish. Oh, there he is. Mr. Kiri, would you like to go shopping? You're asking far too much. I'm busy. Ask Axel to go with you. Why me? Because he knows. You're a million times less busy than me. Come now, get to it, you stupid robot. Well, if you're busy, that's fine. I can go by myself. I just wanted to invite you because I thought it might be more fun than skipping the dialogue again. Might be more fun to go with someone. I'll go with you. Axel? I'll join you on your shopping trip since Kiri ordered me to. There's my excellent retainer. You two take care. Okay, we're off. Yep. So what is it you like about Mr. Kiri? About Kiri? Huh? I'm asking you what attracted you to a man like him. I don't know a man in town with a worse personality. Well... Maybe he did it to trick you, or maybe he has dirt on you? No, it's nothing like that. I like him because he's smart. He's so smart. That certainly is true. I guess women are attracted to clever men. Yes, they are. Take notes. I don't know about other people, but I guess I am. I just think it's amazing how he knows all those things I don't. So I guess I just wonder if I bore him. I see. It's strange and baffling. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to understand. Is it really that weird? Yes, you are quite strange. You're so certain about that. Now, what are you two doing here? Mr. Curie, why are you... I came to check on you since I had finished some of my work. I thought you might be bored with Axel keeping you company. However, it seems my prediction was incorrect. Ms. Bunny, you certainly seem to be having more fun with him than when you're with me. That's not true. Is it now? I love you, Mr. Curie. I can't hear you mumble while we're in town. Why don't you say it louder? I love you, Mr. Curie. Excellent. You're such a good girl. Unbelievable. If you don't want to believe it, close your eyes, plug your ears, and stop thinking. Now, shall we, Miss Bunny? What about Axel? Just leave him be. He'll come back home when it's time to be fed like a family pet. He's so selfish. Yeah, so we're gonna do the scummy cheatery first, and then we're going to do the happy ending, because it'll be a nice note to end the stream on. I wonder why Mr. Curie is so mean to me. How can I get him to like me more? Mr. Curie, could you tell me what your ideal woman would be like? Sweats nervously. My ideal woman, huh? I think chubby women are my type. Chubby? Yes, women with soft, plump flesh feel really nice to embrace, right? Well, this game knows its target demographic. Which is to say, me. Plump, huh? Exactly how plump? Okay, now hang on. Can't insult me like that now, please. If you want an example, I know about Heidi's size. Miss Heidi's size. Yes, doesn't she look as soft as a marshmallow? No. No, she looks like... well, I guess, but... You guess but. Do you have a problem with my preferences? No, thank you for the information. A kink shame. Maybe this'll be enough. She'd laid out all the sweets she'd bought earlier onto the table in front of her, because she's an idiot. I need to reach Mrs. Heidi's size. Please don't ever try to do that. No one ever, please, go about doing that as a goal. If you are that size, or if you're reaching that size, that is perfectly fine, but if that is your goal in life, please calm down. Time to eat! I can't remember his accent. No! What on earth are you doing? Of course your stomach is going to hurt if you suddenly increase your food intake. But Mr. Curie, he said he liked Miss Heidi. Huh? Kitty's into that. Huh. Yes, he said he liked chubby women. Women. Ah, I see. Well, of course. That's much easier to believe. Is Miss Heidi not a woman? Is that the game we're playing? Dr. Crow? Oh, no. Don't worry about it. I just misunderstood. I know this is important to you, Miss Bunny, but you shouldn't continue to overeat, like ever. I think you're wonderful the way you are. Stop doing silly things like this, alright? But Mr. Curie... What about me? Curie. Just the one man I wanted to talk to. It's your fault she ended up here from overeating. Could you stop making unreasonable demands of her and to spare me time and you medical fees? How dare you suggest it's my fault? I don't believe I have any obligation to stop doing anything either. I simply gave her a random answer when she asked me what kind of women I liked. Random? Yes. You asked me something ridiculous again, so I teased you a little. I love you, so that's why I picked you. Isn't it obvious that your body is to my liking? Mr. Curie. I'm glad to see you two getting along, but do it somewhere else. Please, no more jokes that could affect her health. Fair enough. Causing you trouble isn't exactly that much fun anyway. I shall avoid mischief of this manner in the future. Why did you do that? Do what? Stuff yourself with sweets. You're stupid enough already. Well, I guess you do strange things because you're an idiot after all. Because I love you, Mr. Curie. I love you, so I want you to like me. That's why I did it. Is it really that strange to want the person you love to like you? Good question. It isn't a feeling I'm particularly familiar with. But you do understand that I find you desirable, right? Yes. Okay. Then why are you trying to change yourself? Do you think you can? I find that most puzzling. Pardon me. Wait, hold up. Let me look at... It's Kyriaxal triangle. And then I think I may have messed up. This is fine and everything. But it's okay, cool, excellent. Since you're my boyfriend, could you maybe be a little nicer to me? Bunny sat a little ways from Kiri on the couch. Just a tiny bit nicer would be okay. She looked up at him with pleading eyes as she fiddled with her fingers in her lap. How's your boyfriend, huh? Are you dissatisfied with how I express my affection? He recrossed his legs and reached out for her. Twirling a lock of her hair around one of his fingers, he flashed her an impish smile. No, I'm not, but... What a strange person you are. Clearly that's why you came here. I simply act the way I want to. If you want something, you have to be more specific about it, or else I can't put it into action. How should Miss Bunny's boyfriend act? I'll do as you say until I tire of it. So please, tell me how your boyfriend ought to act. Well, I guess boyfriends hold their girlfriends' hands. He took her hand, lacing his fingers between hers. The glove he wore dulled the warmth of his own hand, but she was sure she could feel how fast her heart was pumping. That only made her flush even redder. That's it? And hug, too? Very well. Is that all? Given Kiri's usual behavior, his response to Bunny's request was almost unbelievably obedient. Bunny defenselessly leaned into Kiri's body as he wrapped his arms around her. The sofa creaked, and even the faint sound made her heart race. Is that all you want? Well, Unable to bear looking at him in the eye any longer, she looked away and faintly whispered something unintelligible about kissing. What do you want, though, as opposed to what you think lovers are meant to do? How clever of you to conceal your desires under the pretense of the normal thing to do. I'm not... He covered her slightly parted lips with his own. It was a light kiss, but she froze solid nonetheless. So, is there something you want to do after kissing? Why don't you say it? Her eyes shifted around restlessly, not sure if she should think about the next thing to come or not. When he saw a reaction to his question, a smirk appeared on his face. You must really want to be with me, even after I have been so cruel to you. You really are a strange person. He picked up his hat from the table and left the room without even glancing back at her. Okay, sure. Excellent. Oh my, if it isn't the little girl. Well, it's as they say, speak of the devil. Miss Heidi, Miss Pachette, why were you all talking about me? Hey you, come over here, I have something to ask you. Something to ask me? You don't have to be so guarded, we're not going to hurt you. Yes, we just want to have a little girl talk. Girl talk? Bunny, we heard you were going out with Kiri. Who told you that? What does it matter? So tell us, how far have you gone with him? How far? Hey, Heidi, you're jumping in too deep to start. No, come on, you're curious too, aren't you? Kinda. I heard you've started dating at the meteor shower gathering. Surely you've at least kissed already. Yes, I think. Probably. I don't know. It's not moving that fast. I knew it. That Kiri moves fast. So, have you done it? Done what? What do you mean, what? Ow! Ooh, the kitty is embarrassed. Heidi, don't talk about it at that in broad daylight. What? It's just the logical flow of conversation, isn't it? Well, maybe, but you're going too far. I'm not going to allow you to probe any further. Oh, pull the stick out of your rear. Well, whatever. Just finding out that the little girl and Kiri are dating is juicy enough for me. But you know you have some really poor taste in men. Really, it's beyond poor and more like the absolute worst. Thanks. Thanks, lady. Really? Yeah, there are so many other men out there, so why him? Why him? That's a good question. It hadn't been a difficult question to answer until recently. She just couldn't find the words. She laughed awkwardly to cover up her lack of an answer. Heidi moved on, smacking the table as she continued. If I were to date someone, I'd pick a nice, strong person. A man? Of course. What, are you going to force me to talk about my type of women? I'll listen. So sorry, I'm still not exactly sure what your gender is, Miss Heidi. Okay. This is news to me. Little girl, I have you know that my gender is just a symbol. Don't you worry your little head about it. Okay, cool. I'll listen. But, okay, cool. Okay, I won't. Hey, Andy. The stream's having errors again. It's Futa gender. I don't know what... I'm not gonna ask. It's not my business. It is not my business at all. I like him big and tall with rock-hard muscles. My dream man can carry 2 goats on his shoulders. Goats? That's real specific. 2 goats sure is a lot. What about you, Miss Pashette? Hey, tell me, what type of men do you like? Lady with a route. What kind of boys do you like, Miss Pachette? Do you like boys? Or do you like women? Me? Come to think of it, you're always listening, but you never participate. I'm curious too. Come on, Pachette, tell us. I knew it. It wasn't that hard to figure out. I'm not interested in men. Okay, so the person whose gender is not that important is telling the cat lady that she's lying about not liking men. This isn't. We gotta be supportive of one another, you guys. We're the only people we have. That again. Don't be so shy. I know you're lying. What are you saying? I'm so busy. I don't have time for romance. If you really were that busy, you wouldn't have time to hang out in a cafe like this, right, little girl? Yes, I'm also curious what kind of person you'd like, Miss Pachette. Well, don't be. You know, honey, it doesn't make any sense if all you do is listen and you never talk about yourself. It's almost cowardly in a way, don't you think? Are you calling me a coward? Fine, I'll tell you. I like earnest and faithful men. No, you don't. You like women. How boring. Sounds about right. What's so boring about that? It's just very expected, is all right, little girl. Yeah. It took a lot of courage for me to say that. I'm leaving. Perhaps I should get going too. I expect a really juicy scandal, little girl. Scandal? Thanks, Heidi. Oh yes, romance that's all sunshine and roses is no fun at all. No, it's not. Plus, discord between other couples is just delightful. Do try to make it entertaining. Hey, here we are. We're gonna do the save thing. And actually, I think we're gonna finish, because I botched it, it might be a good idea to save and come back. Again, mostly because, like, I'm a little worried about my voice scratching out, as it does sometimes. And we're approaching the 3-hour mark. Yeah. Let's come back to this at a later time. So yeah. I'll prepare everything beforehand. That way when we get back to it, we can just slide right back in and we can finish that and slide back into the transfer route pretty simply. And we don't have to worry about things. So yeah. I look forward to getting actual real good endings with y'all. Our next one will be our last Kiri related video. I don't think when we go to do the Karamiya route, we won't need to do any transfer route stuff because we'll already have the CGs. Oh wait, hold up, let me look. So we've got these, so we don't need that. And we'll have these. What's the one we're missing? Oh, we're missing the happy ending, that's right. Okay, so the last 3 of the transfers. Okay, cool. Caesar, so Pasha, Robin Hood, Brothel, Other. Why is there so many others that we don't have? Hamlin. Huh. I wonder why Hamlin is chunked into others. Maybe because he doesn't have that many, but he's got 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, I guess he's only got 3. It was a pretty short route. Okay. Alright, well. I digress. Again, we'll come back to this next time. And hopefully I'll be a bit better prepared for that. Hopefully. And that will be the last one. Yay! Y'all have a nice night.